All right, good morning, everyone. I'm Solomon Gilbert. I'm the Deputy Director at Your Washington Department of Veterans Affairs. We're here today at the Thurston County Readiness Center holding our 2025 Commander's Call. Great event today, lots of turnout, over 100 partners from the community, veteran services organizations, talking about 4 areas where we can help veterans and their families throughout the state.
Some of the things that we talked about were an increased need for transitional housing programs, for tribal programs, and also for aging in place services for veterans. Some of the barriers that we talked about were increased rules and regulations around eligibility and income levels, as well as really having lots of challenges with permits.
Some of the topics that we discussed today was sharing materials together, resources across the different organizations that serve veterans, specifically to women veterans. And also we talked about how do we get women veterans to self-identify and be open and be seen and change the face of what a women veteran looks like. Some of the gaps and barriers that we identified is just seamless access across services between states. For example, right-sizing skills for jobs to veterans and making sure that the skills that they have developed. And then a few others are establishing respect and creating safe spaces for women veterans to be seen, be heard, and be acknowledged.
My name is Eric Burns. I was part of the Suicide Prevention Breakout Group. The 3 main topics that we identified were providing support for supporters, providing more support for family members of veterans, and developing long-term sustainable infrastructure.
So a couple of the highlights from our discussion or breakout group were common across some of the other breakout groups, but specifically it's informing and educating our veterans across the state, regardless of where they are or how they identify, for the resources and services that are here within Washington State. And that covers the federal, state, county, and local resources, because there's a ton of resources out there, and we want to make sure all veterans, there's active duty service members and their families understand and are aware of those resources. We also identified the need for additional veteran service officers across the state, especially in the rural counties, and that's something that I think the agency will be working on in the future. And then finally, we want to make sure that those service members, veterans, and their families are connected through the number of resources across the state to their earned benefits.
What we're doing today is talking about our strategic plan along with this and how we can deliver services to veterans the next year in 2026. So again, this is a great opportunity for us to interact with our partners to deliver these services throughout the county and the state for our veterans. So if you didn't get a chance to make it out this year, next year we'll be probably here at the Thurston County Readiness Center or somewhere in the state having our Commander's Call, listening to you and our partners on how we can better deliver services. So thank you all and have a great week.